Hello everybody, Seb the Space here, and today I'm working on a new way of making my videos. I'm going to be voiceovering them after the video started. So today we are going to the moon and we are going to do a low pass and then return back uh, and destroy ourselves in the Earth's atmosphere. So here is our ship today. Um, we have a payload which is similar to the one I've used in recent videos. Um, the rocket is exactly the same at the bottom. The delta V is there's a lot extra after the end of all the stages, so it's a really efficient rocket. That's the second stage, as you can see. So in just a few seconds here, we're gonna. So yeah, we're doing asparagus staging like usual. Um, Soon enough, we're gonna go for launch. Yep, here we go. Um, so we're going to start off by just doing a regular launch. I'm going to lock my target as usual and get going. There we go. And I'm going to turn to the side like so, um, and start the asparagus staging like described in my previous videos. Should check out if you haven't already. Um, and yeah, so while this is happening, I'd just like to explain a few things. So um, the new way of editing my videos, it's my first time, so it might not be perfect, um, but I think it's getting better, and if I need to edit something, it's a lot easier for me. Um, so as you can tell, um, in the game right now, it's very efficient. We are heading for about 320 kilometers for our apoapsis, so it'll be stopping around when I get there. And just a few seconds now. There we go. Okay, so now I turn to make the orbit burn later on when we're nearing our apoapsis. Um, and I'm going to get rid of the extra boosters that we don't need that are just going to drag us after this. So you'll be able to see that in just a second. There we go. That's stage 2 separation right there. Turning off all the fuel stuff. Um, I'm sorry if for the coughing in the video yesterday or 2 days ago. I mean, I had a bit of something going on. I'm not sure what it was. I might be coughing today, but I'll be editing it out, so that's perfect for me. Turns out I did edit out the coughing, so there you go. So we're going to be burning in just a few seconds here. There we go. And this burn is going to bring us into orbit with a very high apoapsis, which is good for us because we can use that later on to make it easier for us to get to the moon. So there we go. We have orbit, and then I used the rest of my fuel like that, just to get rid of it, and then I do stage separation, and I forgot to turn off the engine there, so I had a little bit more push by accident, but it's no big deal. It turned out to work for me. So here we're going to be targeting the moon. It just makes it a bit easier for us to figure out how we're going to hit it and stuff. So here I'm going to be planning a burn near our lowest point in the orbit to try to see how far we are from intersecting with the moon sphere of influence later on. I'm taking my time because you have to get just the right thing for it. So there's burn gizmo velocity or sensitivity, which slows things down a bit for me, making it a lot easier for me to have precise measurements on what I want. So there you go. So the reason why if I weren't to do anything when I got to the moon, like if I were not to do anything, I would leave the sphere of influence of the Earth, is because of something known as a gravity assist, which is going around a planet or a moon of a planet and using that to gain velocity, um, which allows to save on fuel and stuff like that. Now, I wouldn't typically do that um, on a for missions in general, because I usually like to be ready uh, for the mission with enough fuel. So yeah. So the reason why we're using a lot less delta V to get to the moon is because of the efficiency of the rocket on the main burn. So here I made a bit of mistake because I kind of wanted to get uh, a collision course with the moon so that I could edit it, so that I could change it later, because part of my rocket I want to go into the moon because I don't want it orbiting the Earth for like no reason. So you'll see that in a few seconds here. Me setting it up. There you go. Okay, so that's going on now, and then I'm going to be warping time until I enter the sphere of influence of the moon. The sphere of influence is how far around the moon does the moon attract me to the moon itself, and depending on how fast I'm going, whether I'll already be in orbit or I need to make my own changes to do that. So there we go. I separated the stage, so that's going into the moon, and I'm going to make another burn here so that we just have a close encounter with the moon, a flyby of the moon. It's really beautiful next to the moon, like that. So later, once we get to the moon, I'm gonna get in orbit because the what I sorry, one second. The flyby was a little far, and I wanted to see it a bit closer. So I decided to do a second pass and then get back into the sphere of influence of the Earth, and then get into a collision course. So you'll see in a few seconds. There you go. I'm just gonna warp time until then. And yeah, so it's really, really beautiful, like seeing the moon and all its craters and stuff. You know, space is a very nice place. You know, you get my point. Anyways, um, so yeah, here we are. So we're getting closer, and then at one point we're gonna get further away, and then at that point I decide to make it an orbit so that I could do another pass. So just enjoy this time to look at the nice clusters on the moon, not the clusters, oh my gosh, the craters on the moon, and it's really nice resolution when you get really close. So I like that a lot. So we're coming in to the lowest point that we're gonna get, and you'll see it's quite far away from the surface of the moon. So I kind of wanted to see it closer. That's why I made an orbit. So I'll just let you watch the moon in silence for until we leave the apoapsis and we get the planned burn to happen. Oh, I think I just did that. Wait, did I? Oh, I tried to get closer with a planned burn, but it didn't really work for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. So yeah, we're doing our first flyby of the moon. the next video, supposedly on the channel, I'm just giving a bit of a teaser. I'm planning on going to the moon, landing, and coming back to Earth, and landing very carefully. So as you can see, I'm just setting up my orbit so that it's just how I want it to be, really close to the atmosphere. No, did I just say atmosphere of the moon? Oh, I'm so stupid. Anyways, I mean the surface of the moon. There you go. Okay. There's two main types of burns there are in aerospace, or yeah, I think it's called aerospace. There's the prograde burn and the retrograde burns. Prograde burns are burning towards the direction you're going in right now, which basically just increases the speed, making the orbit larger in a sense. And there's retrograde, which is the opposite, burning away, so slowing you down. And when I make a burn that's retrograde, like it creates orbit if I'm not already orbiting the the, the celestial object. But if I'm already orbiting, it just makes the orbit smaller depending on where I am in the orbit. So here we're going to go for a really, really close flyby of the moon. But I think it was about 6 kilometers above the surface. So it's super, super close. I actually got scared I might hit the ground, but I didn't, luckily. Yeah, it is really nice. Okay. I like switching to the map a lot. There's some useful information there to tell me whether I'm gonna be able to, whether I'm gonna be touching the surface or not. And you know, there's when you play this game, there's a lot of analyzing you have to do for the information, to make sure everything is gonna go just according to plan. Especially when you're building your rocket, you can use delta V to know whether. So as you can tell here, we're 2 kilometers away from the surface. You can see like really good detail on the surface. I do believe we have almost reached our apoapsis. I mean our lowest point in orbit. I forgot what it's called. So yeah, it's a really close flyby. Yeah, it is. It's really nice. So if you look on your right hand side, in orbit details, there is a section in performance, under performance, called delta V. That's the amount of speed we have left to push the rocket, with the certain weight that we have on it. And it takes about 1,200 delta V from a 100-kilometer orbit around the Earth to get to get out of the sphere of influence. I'm just saying that so you guys have somewhat of an idea, because I have 2,000. Okay, so here 2,000 delta V left on the ship. So here we're planning a burn to get out of the sphere of influence of the moon, which takes almost no delta V, and puts me right back into the sphere of influence of the Earth. So it makes it a lot easier for me to just get into a collision course. There we go. And there we go, the burn has started officially. And 3 seconds left. And the burn is over. It's that simple. And then soon enough, you'll see I do another burn to get me into a collision course with the Earth. In the meantime, I'm going in and out of the sphere of influence of the Moon, which creates a little bit of delay because it kind of glitches the game a little bit, but I don't mind too much. So yeah, you can see the orbit's getting smaller. With about 600 delta V, we should be able to get into a collision course with the Earth. There you go. Yep, about 600. So here I lock it and I warp to the burn, and it starts in 3, 2, 1, and it should be started by now. Yep, it started. As you can, if you look at the bottom, you can see the throttle. There you go. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna use my time to talk about my previous video. Some person by the name of, let's just call him Kel for now. I think that's what his YouTuber or something was. I don't know if he wanted to stay anonymous or not, but I'm sorry if he wanted to stay anonymous. Well, he is on YouTube. He kind of posted, so you'll be able to find it easily. He sent me a list of things that that I should do to improve my channel, which is kind of rude, but I accepted it, and I said yeah, no problem. I'll definitely look into it. So this is, so I definitely did some of the edits in this video on that. If you guys have any suggestions, please put them in the comments, because I take anything. I really want to make my videos the best they can be to make the audience that I have as happy as I possibly can. So here I'm just going into the settings to turn on something, and it told me that I need to leave the game to have it work. So I just leave, and then I just quickly come right back from the menu screen. Takes about a few seconds, and there you go. We're back in, and now when we enter the atmosphere, it'll push us around and break anything that's exposed, or it should at least. So I'm just quickly doing a warp of time. Okay, there you go. It's over now. So we're in a collision course with the Earth. We're going like really fast. So yeah, that's definitely something. So now you can see the air is really taking a toll on the vehicle. It's making us spin like super fast. It slows down once we slow down, but it takes time to slow down in the atmosphere. But yeah, so in a few seconds I'm gonna do a burn to slow me down. I really had no reason for this because it wouldn't have made a difference, but I kind of felt like it. So there you go. I thought it was working pretty well, but then it really didn't work very well. So yeah, so we have like 200 delta V to lose while attracted to the Earth, so it's really hard. So we're just going in at about 120 meters per second, which is like, I think 10 kilometers per second, is it? No, it's not. It's about a kilometer per 10 seconds. There you go. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it, and hit the notification bell. Have yourselves a good day. Bye. So hello everybody. This is a message from After Editing. All the parts where the audio cuts out, that's me cutting out a cough. So yeah. If you have, once again, if you have any suggestions for the channel, please just put them in the description. In the comments, and then I'll definitely take a look into that for the next video. Thanks everyone, and have yourselves a great day.